Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're not. My name's Xanthi, and today I'm going to take you on a bit of a field trip. Now, just recently, I went and visited a jigsaw library, and I don't know if you've ever been to a jigsaw library, but it's a bit different to actually going to, say, a public library where there's jigsaws that are, out for loan or just swap. This is a library that's actually just dedicated to jigsaws and jigsaws only. And it's the Vincent Community Jigsaw Library that I'm talking about that I went to. And it is located here in Perth, Western Australia, in Leederville, which is a suburb of Perth. And it's not too far from where I live, so I often go down there to borrow puzzles and just to generally socialize. So it's actually situated at a tennis club, and it's run by volunteers, so it's not for profit. Um, and so I went down there and I interviewed basically the founder and the lady, one of the ladies who runs the Jigsaw Library. And yes, it was a very rainy day when I went. And I had some problems with the equipment. I had some problems with the sound. It was raining really heavily, and of course, the sound was picking up all the noise of the rain. And then, of course, the library was open, so people coming in, it was picking up those sounds or whatever. So, if the sound quality is not great, I apologize. And also, if some of the video footage is a bit jumpy, it's because I had to edit it in a way that sort of made sense, because there was parts where I couldn't do one take and the equipment was failing. It was one of those days, but it is what it is. And anyway, I hope you will enjoy the interview. But before I get to that, so yeah, I went in there, like you'll see in the footage, me walking in there, but carrying bags. Now, I wasn't returning all those puzzles. It was just that I was meeting a friend there and we were swapping puzzles. So it was just convenient. So that's why I had bags. Now, the great thing about this library is that there's lots of parking, and there's free, it's free parking. And there's also a ramp, so to get into the main area. And there's plenty of room. When you walk in, the volunteers, they lay out a really long table and they put lots and lots of puzzles, and you'll see from the footage it ranges, there's quite a few different brands there. Um, and that's not all that you see here in that footage. There's also a storage room, which they did allow me to go back there and just do a quick film of other puzzles. So these are just the ones they still had in stock. Obviously, they weren't out borrowed. But as you can see from the footage, they still had heaps there. So if they have a particular busy period, I suppose, they'll go in and pull out more to fill out the tables. Yeah, I did borrow a puzzle while I was there. So after the interview, I'll show you what I borrowed and how I went with it. So I hope you enjoy. Roll the tape. So I'm here at the Vincent Community Jigsaw Library with Rachel.
Hello, Sophie.
Hello. It's a wintry day today, but we've ventured out. And yeah, we will talk about the history and also how this operates. And yeah, Rachel, so when did this start?
We started the library about 4 years ago.
No, it's been going for a while.
It has. And we started with only about 30 puzzles. No, I actually asked for donations from our local community. So I am a great advocate for the Buy Nothing pages, where people give away things that they don't need. And likewise, people ask for things that they might be able to give a second use for. And I just kept seeing lots of jigsaws being offered. And I was like, Yeah, jigsaws are the kind of thing that you only do once. So, you know, once you've got them in your possession, you probably want to swap them or give them away. So I thought there's a missing market here, a jigsaw library. So similar to a book library, but where it's a common place where people can swap. So I started asking for donations, and I think it started with about 30 puzzles. So it was quite small, and it was actually operating out of my driveway garage. And I made a Facebook page and just got the word out. And suddenly all these people were like, yeah, I'm interested in this. So we started small, but we're built up, and now we have about 300 members. And about 300 puzzles, which we try and refresh. It's a lot, and you know, keep the puzzles fresh. So there's always new ones for members to borrow.
Yeah, there's public libraries now I've found that have picked up on the idea. I mean, some of them have been doing it for ages, but a lot they stopped doing it because I used to work in public libraries, and they had ones they would lend out, or they would have like a station where it was just an honor system that people could do it. So I guess that's an avenue that some people can use, but it's also about location, and also I find that the Jigsaw Library, because it's run by puzzle lovers, it's a little bit different to just sort of random stuff put out in a public library. I find that they're good, but I find that you curate.
So yeah, that's a good word, curate. I do feel like we do sort of pick and choose which puzzles we put in the library, and we're very, very grateful that a lot of members do donate puzzles to us. But sometimes we do say thank you, but no thank you, because we know what's going to be popular. Usually the 1,000-piece puzzles are the most popular, but we do take 500s, and we've got a couple of 1,500 and 2,000, but they don't get borrowed very often. And also the brand of the puzzle is, you know, can be quite a lover of certain brands just because they feel better and the pieces slot together better. But yeah, we're very grateful. We are not for profit, but we do occasionally find ourselves that we can purchase a couple more puzzles to take to the library as well. So yeah.
So any particular images that are, or brands in particular that are popular?
So certain brands like the Ravensburger, Castellan, you know, the higher end ones do get borrowed more often. We find like landscapes are not that popular, but I like to call them like the busy little scene puzzles that have just got lots of interest, lots of different areas in it. It can be photographs, it can be painted images. I think if you're a puzzle lover, you're open to trying new types of puzzles, and you know, some that you think, oh, looks too hard, is actually a nice challenge, and vice versa. Sometimes it's easy just to go for a simpler one that's, you know, gets to put together quite quickly.
And I've noticed that you've had some really good quality or hard to find puzzles. There was one time that I came here, and just by accident, I was leaving as a woman was arriving, and she was donating stuff, and one of them was a Wentworth puzzle.
Okay.
And that was a wooden jigsaw puzzle that's quite like premium from England. So I was quite excited, and I was able to borrow it right there on the spot. So so you get some real treasures in this jigsaw library.
See, unlike you, Xanthi, I don't think I've bought a jigsaw in my life.
Oh, really?
4 years ago, I didn't even think I liked doing jigsaws. It's actually this puzzle here. This started it all.
Oh, wow.
I was given this puzzle for a Christmas present, and I was like, why have I been given a jigsaw puzzle? I don't even do jigsaw puzzles. But it's actually not even a very sort of exciting subject, and I don't think anyone has ever borrowed it. This is called Calm Cat, and I have called it, this is 001 catalogue, because it has a special place in my heart. And if it wasn't for Calm Cat sitting on a pink cushion, I don't think this library would actually exist.
Right.
So,
Yeah, but there is a small fee, isn't it, to borrow?
Yeah, so we just asked for a $2 fee. Now that we're quite sort of flexible with that. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I haven't got any money." We're like, "Pay next time." It is just for the upkeep. It's really for like the Ziploc bags and things like that. So each of our puzzles, when we check that they are complete, we put them into a Ziploc bag. And we have a little slip of paper that says this puzzle was guaranteed to be complete and the date that it was last actually made up. Yeah. So little sort of things like that, tea and coffee. We invite our members to stay. We have social puzzling every time we open the library. So it's just for small expenses. We also are very grateful that about 2 years ago we moved to the Leadville Tennis Club, and they were very generous to give us some storage space because our library collection was getting bigger and bigger. So they do charge a small fee just to have us open up the library once a month. So yeah, as I said, we're not for profit. We do this because we love puzzles and we love meeting like-minded people.
Yeah, and that's where we're filming today. And I've actually been in that storeroom, and it's chock-a-block. But they pull out a selection of puzzles and they lay them out on the tables, and you can pick as many as you want. Isn't that right?
We say, well, to be honest, the more you take home, the less we have to
Pack away.
back in the storeroom. So you can take one puzzle, you can take 10 puzzles, and we don't have due dates for returns either.
So if you're a slow puzzler, that's okay. Absolutely. If you pick up a 2,000 piece, you don't feel like you have to rush.
Not at all. Yeah. You know, if you're available to come back next month to return it and you finish it, fantastic. If you keep it for 2 months, 3 months, we've had some puzzles that have kind of gone home for 6 months, but they eventually come back.
That's good.
But we're very flexible with borrowing times and how many. Some people are really fast puzzlers, and I've just had 2 weeks off work sick, and I was churning through the puzzles. I run out, so I was pleased to get down here today so I can take some more puzzles home myself. So
I think you must have had an uptick of people wanting 500 pieces or under, leading up to some of the speed puzzling competitions. Like I remember last year, right before the Nationals, I came here and I was looking for 500s basically of any brand, because even though I got quite a large collection at that time, I didn't have many 500s. I do now. But you need them to practice. So I came here and I picked up a few.
So I think that's something that we are going to be a bit more mindful about. And if we get donations of 500, even though they might not be that popular sort of throughout the rest of the year, we now understand. I mean, I didn't even know there was speed puzzling competitions, but I've now entered 2 in the last 4 years, and they're great fun. And people take them seriously, and they like to practice. So we're going to try and get a few more 500s up the library as well.
I mean, even if you've got a large collection like I do, and a large collection that I haven't done yet, I still come to these things because you meet people. I've met friends here and gotten to know, the local community. And you also have puzzle swap events now and then.
Yeah, we do. Well, that was another thing that we didn't realise there was interest in. As I said, I don't think I've ever bought a puzzle myself, but I do know puzzle hoarders. And you like to swap them every now and again. So we saw that there was a opening in the sort of market there. So about 3 times a year we do try and hold a swap event here at the Leadville Tennis Club, and you can just come along and swap with like-minded people, and you often find that kind of see people that like the same sort of puzzles, and they might swap sort of the majority of their puzzles with the other person. But again, it's really good to meet other people, and people do come quite far and wide all around Perth to get to the swap event. So we do try and advertise them through our Facebook page. So we have a members only Facebook group for the members that come regularly to borrow puzzles. But we have Vincent Community Jigsaw Puzzle Library page, and that's where we advertise the swap events.
Right. Right. Yeah, so that's great. And you, to be a member, you don't actually need to live in the sort of Vincent area.
No, not at all. We just have a couple of questions that we ask new members joining, and that is really just if you do live in Perth, so we know that puzzles aren't going to disappear out of the city or out of the state. And I think the other one is, do you agree to a small loaning fee?
Yeah.
But yeah, we encourage everyone to join if they do like puzzles.
Fantastic. But what I want to know is that how many people are actually involved in running this?
It.
Yeah.
So
I've met a few of you.
Yeah, so it started with just myself, and then actually the first library that I had on my driveway, a school mum friend arrived. I was like, "Oh, hi Pauline, I didn't know you like puzzles," and she's like, "Oh, hi Rachel, I didn't know you did." So that was quite nice that Pauline was sort of the second person who has helped to run it. And then we've met another lovely lady who lives in Leederville, Isabel, which both myself and Pauline didn't know before, and now we're very good friends with Isabel. And probably more recently we've had Lucy, who's joined our admin team. So there's now 4 of us, which really helps because weekends are busy. We usually open on a Saturday or a Sunday, and we say at least if there's 2 people that are available, we can run the library. And
so for how long is the library open?
We usually open for an hour and a half, and we usually have a social puzzle set up, and tea and coffee, maybe some snacks. So we're a friendly bunch. We encourage you to stay.
Yeah, I've come to the sort of one around Christmas time, and you were sort of decked out. A few of you were decked out in Christmas themed things, and had some Christmas puzzles out.
And had a glass of wine going as well. Yeah, that was an evening. Just before Christmas. So yeah.
So thanks for talking to me.
And thank you for supporting us.
I love this library, and I'll put links below so where you can find the Facebook group and you can find out upcoming opening times and events. And if you're in Perth, definitely check out this Jigsaw Library. Back again. So this is the puzzle that I chose. And it is The Inventor's Cupboard by Colin Thompson. Now, this came out about 10 years ago, so it's not one that I've seen in the shops anymore. And I grabbed it to do from the Jigsaw Library. They had quite a few other Ravensburger Colin Thompson ones there, but I just grabbed this one. It is extremely busy, and it is not... I'm not really into busy puzzles that much, but I do like Colin Thompson because it's quite quirky art style. So yeah, when I opened the box, the pieces were in a plastic bag and they were sealed. And in it, I did find the little slip, which I'll just pop up. And it basically just tells you to, it's arrived in a bag, please return it in a bag, and mark, on the box if you find any, if you notice any missing pieces. And also whether it's complete or not, and just put your date on it. And so I added to that because thankfully, yes, this was completed. And as you can see from the slip, quite a few people had done it. And I did enjoy doing it. It was in relatively good condition. Obviously, after people have done, it's changed hands and been done and redone. Some of the pieces were, a little bit wonky, but overall, it was worth borrowing. And I'm glad I did, because this isn't one that I would keep. This is one that I would do and then move on. So it was great, for a $2 fee. I got to borrow it for as long as I needed. And so next time the library's open next month, I'll go back and I'll return this so someone else can enjoy it. So that was my field trip. And I have to say that it was a fun experience to go and actually interview Rachel. So I have to thank Rachel for allowing me to interview her and just taking the time out for that. So I'm curious to know whether you have a dedicated jigsaw library where you live, and is it free? Is there a small fee? Is there memberships? Do they run other sort of events apart from just borrowing and for lending and returns? And I do hope that you do, because I think between public libraries and having a dedicated jigsaw library, I do prefer having the dedicated jigsaw library, because it's run by puzzle lovers. It's run by people who are familiar with the brands and what people might like, what's popular. And yeah, so that's a wrap up for this field trip. And hopefully, well, I do know there'll be more field trips in the future, and different topics. So if you'd like to see them and get notification for that, please subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye.